It's a common myth that governments don't want to be open and they're sometimes against their citizens, and that's not what we found at all. We find really hardworking, smart people. They're typically struggling against old technology, and it's hard to get a decision made in a large organization where you might have to have consensus. I grew up near government. My father worked at the National Academy of Sciences in Washington, and I studied government in college. I then went to law school. I did a master's degree in public administration. And after grad school, I went to Mexico, and I studied corruption in the Mexican government. Then I had a brief law career. I was a law clerk in the federal judiciary, and then a trial litigator before going overseas to Afghanistan, where I served as an advisor to General McMaster on the anti-corruption task force. And so I've worked in and around government for most of the past 15 to 20 years, certainly at least at the thematic level around transparency and budgeting and anti-corruption and open data. But starting a company in this space has been the most exciting journey of so many that I've had. We started OpenGov while I was living in a shipping container in Kabul, Afghanistan. For the prior couple of years, we had been studying what was going to happen to all the governments in California as their revenues dried up during the Great Recession and particularly the California budget crisis. In the course of that work, we started talking with budget directors, finance directors across the state, including at the state, and we said, hey, give us your budget data and we'll help you drill through it and see trends across the years. They said, wow, that sounds really useful. How do we get to our budget data? The state of California was using an accounting system that ran on COBOL. We said, oh my gosh, the people running these governments can't even see where all their money goes across very complicated enterprises. They can't share data with their elected officials who are supposed to govern and make policy. Their citizens are losing trust and getting disengaged. So we started OpenGov. And the vision was and is a government performance management suite in the cloud that sits above the thousands of 30-year-old legacy systems in use by every city, county, school district, special district, and state agency in the country. So frequently, we're just up against the status quo, where government executives are saying, wow, this is the direction we need to move. How do we get started? How do we navigate our organization so we can really get this deployed effectively and start getting value? You can argue about opinions, you can argue about policy, but there shouldn't be any argument about the data or the facts, and OpenGov can really help communities solve that. I'm Zach Bookman, co-founder and CEO of OpenGov.